Aquarius. Welcome back to Starspoken Oracle. This is episode 11 of your Starspoken weekly reading, and today we are reading for Aquarius, for the week of July 15th through July 21st, 2026. Aquarius, follow the thread the deck has been pulling with you, because it is deliberate. 2 weeks ago, the Fool sent you off the cliff edge, the leap into the unknown. Last week, the Page of Swords put you on the hill with a spyglass. Watch, gather, verify before you conclude. You did the reconnaissance. You collected the data. And this week the deck delivers its verdict on all that intelligence gathering. And the verdict is going to frustrate the scientist in you before it liberates the mystic in you. Because the card says, the data was never going to be enough. The last piece of the answer is not out there. It is behind the veil, and this week, for you, the veil gets thin. Every week I shuffle the deck for all 12 signs and let the cards fall where they need to. And yours this week turned over in complete silence, which is exactly how she prefers to arrive. The sky first. The cosmic weather. We are in the waxing days after the new moon in Cancer, which seeded your 6th house, daily routines, work, health. A new rhythm of ordinary days is germinating, by design or by accident. Your schedule is quietly reorganizing itself around something truer. Mercury retrograde spends its final week in that same 6th house, stationing direct on July 23rd. For 3 weeks the glitches in your routine, the broken systems, the double-booked days, the tools that failed, have not been random. They have been a pattern pointing at what needs redesign. In these closing days, the pattern completes itself. One more glitch this week is not an annoyance, it is the final data point. Venus continues through Leo and your 7th house of partnership, the warmest relational transit of your year keeps deepening. Someone wants to be closer to you than your analysis is comfortable with. Note that it is relevant to your card. Mars pushes through Gemini and your 5th house of creativity and play, keeping ideas sparking fast. And the week closes with a first quarter moon in Libra on Tuesday, July 21st, in your 9th house of meaning and belief, a checkpoint on the bigger picture, arriving exactly when your card will have finished its work. Leo season opens the next day, lighting your relationships gold. But this week belongs to the quiet. Your card reveal. Aquarius, take a breath. This week, the deck has given you the High Priestess. Card number 2 of the major arcana. A woman sits utterly still between 2 pillars, one black, one white, before a veil embroidered with pomegranates. A crescent moon rests at her feet, a scroll lies half hidden in her lap, and only part of its writing shows. She does not gesture. She does not explain. She is the keeper of everything that is known but not yet sayable, the intelligence beneath intelligence. And notice the pairing, Aquarius. Last week the deck gave you the Page of Swords, the most outward-looking watcher in the deck. This week it gives you the most inward-looking one. Same assignment. Opposite direction. What the High Priestess means for you. Here is the message, Aquarius, and I will give it to you the way she gives everything, quietly, you already know. The question you have been researching, the situation you have been observing, the decision you have been feeding data since the page handed you the spyglass. Some part of you, beneath the analysis, has already reached the answer. It arrived days ago, as a feeling with no citation. And you, brilliant, rational, allergic to unsourced claims, filed it under insufficient evidence and kept gathering. The High Priestess appears to stop the gathering. Not because analysis is wrong, but because you have reached its edge, the place where the remaining information is not external. Look at her scroll, half hidden. Some knowledge does not come from more input. It comes from stillness deep enough that what you already absorbed can finally arrange itself and speak. Your mind is magnificent at reception, Aquarius. This week the deck asks it to switch to synthesis, and synthesis happens in silence, in sleep, in the shower, on the walk without the podcast. The veil behind her is not a wall, it is a membrane. It opens for those who stop pressing against it. And there is a warning in her stillness, specifically for you: do not publish this week. Whatever conclusion is forming, about the routine that must change, the relationship deepening in your 7th house, the bigger question Tuesday's moon will raise, hold it privately until Mercury turns direct on the 23rd. The High Priestess keeps her scroll in her lap, not on a podium. A knowing announced too early, in fog, gets argued with before it is fully born. 10 more days of silence costs you nothing and protects everything. Areas of life. In love, listen to what is not being said. Venus in your partnership house has someone drawing closer, and this week the real conversation happens between the lines, the pause before their answer, the thing they almost say, the way the room feels after. Your instinct is to ask a clarifying question, hers is to receive the whole signal first. If you are in a relationship, one evening of genuinely receptive presence, no fixing, no debating, just full attention, will tell you more than a month of check-ins. If you are single, an intuition about someone, a quiet yes or a quiet no with no evidence attached, is accurate this week. Trust it over the spreadsheet. In work and career, hold your findings. The reconnaissance is complete, the conclusions are forming, the temptation is to present. Wait. Use this week to let the synthesis finish, reread your notes once, then put them away and let the back of your mind do what it does. The missing piece, the one fact or reframe that makes everything cohere, tends to surface near the station on the 23rd. The colleague who presents in fog gets questions, the one who presents in clear air gets approval. In money, no decisions on incomplete information, and this week, by definition, information is incomplete. If a financial choice presses, the High Priestess's counsel is delay until after the 23rd. If it cannot be delayed, run it past your body. The contraction or ease you feel when you imagine saying yes is data older and often better than the numbers. Intuition plus arithmetic, never one alone. In health, the card points directly at sleep and dreams. Your 6th house is completing its retrograde redesign, and the single highest leverage change is the night, a real wind down, screens surrendered early, and a notebook by the bed. This week your dreams are unusually loaded, the High Priestess's native language. You do not have to believe in dream interpretation to notice what your own mind files at 3 a.m. Your week, day by day. Wednesday, July 15th, end the collection phase, formally close the research, write "I have enough" at the top of your notes, and mean it. Begin the bedside notebook tonight. Thursday the 16th, practice reception. In your most important conversation today, say half of what you normally would and receive twice as much. Notice what arrives in the space you left. Friday the 17th, the last glitch. If the retrograde throws one final malfunction into your routine, do not just fix it, read it. It is the closing sentence of a 3-week message about how your days should actually run. Saturday the 18th, the still session, the heart of the week, and your assignment below. Sunday the 19th, let Venus lead, spend unstructured time with the person drawing closer. No agenda, no analysis, just presence. What you feel by evening is the scroll showing another line. Monday the 20th, first thought on waking, before the phone, before anything, write whatever sentence is already in your head. 3 weeks of synthesis often delivers itself exactly there. And Tuesday the 21st, the first quarter moon in your house of meaning, the bigger question, what is this new routine, this deepening bond, this quiet knowing all for? Sit with it once, write one paragraph, and hold it until the sky clears on the 23rd. Then speak. 3 journal prompts to keep beside the bed. What do I already know that I keep pretending needs more evidence? Where in my body do I feel a true yes, and where do I feel a true no, and when did I last obey either? And what has been trying to reach me through the glitches, the dreams, and the pauses I keep skipping past? Your weekly guidance. Here is your concrete assignment, Aquarius, 3 nights behind the veil. Choose 3 evenings this week. On each, give yourself 10 unwired minutes before sleep, no screen, no input, lights low. Ask one question, the same question all 3 nights, written once at the top of your bedside page. Then let it go and sleep. Each morning, before touching the phone, write the first full thought in your head, dream fragment, sentence, image, whatever is there, under the question. Do not interpret until the 3rd morning. Then read all 3 entries in a row, and watch how they triangulate. That is the scroll, Aquarius. The High Priestess never hands anyone the answer. She waits for you to become quiet enough to be handed to. You have spent 2 weeks looking outward with a spyglass. Spend 3 nights looking in, and you will finish this retrograde knowing something the data could never have told you. And watch for a sign, the moon catching your eye at an odd moment, through a window, between buildings, in water. That is her seal on the week. When you see it, stop for 3 breaths and let the quiet say the thing. Closing. So that is your week, Aquarius. The High Priestess, the intelligence beneath the intelligence, the scroll half shown, and an answer that was waiting behind the veil for you to stop pressing. Your affirmation for this week, say it out loud if you can. I trust what I know before I can prove it. In stillness I hear clearly, in silence I grow certain, and the veil opens when I stop pushing. Carry that with you, especially on the 3rd morning. If this reading resonated, tap the like button so the algorithm shows Aquarius readings to the Aquarius souls who need them. And tell me in the comments, what is something you knew before you could prove it, and were right? I read every comment. And subscribe so you don't miss episode 12, the first reading of Leo season, with Mercury direct, Venus glowing in your partnership house, and your quiet knowing finally cleared for launch. Trust the timing. The stars have spoken.